So if you're watching this video, that probably means that you have been accepted to present at this year's Agora Student Conference. In this video, I am going to take you through 10 tips to help prepare you to give a fascinating, wonderful presentation worthy of the amazing work that you have done. So take a look at my 10 tips, and then I will take us through the presentation. So first of all, congratulations. You have done so much hard work already. You put in your proposal was strong, and you were accepted. So whatever happens moving forward, you need to know that you deserve to be here, and you already are going to give an amazing presentation. Remember that. So you will notice with the way that I have set up my slides, I'm being really clear about what I want this presentation to be about. So think about that when you are preparing your presentation. Be very clear, be explicit. It is okay for you to say in this presentation or in this paper, I will, or whatever your topic is important because. Remember that this is different than a written piece of media. So you really need to be very clear and almost instructional in the way that you are setting up your presentation so that your audience knows what to expect. Now, sometimes when we get nervous, we have a tendency to either speak very quickly or maybe speak a little bit mumbled, or our words all run together. So I want to take a minute to demonstrate to you what your rate of speech should be. Now, ideal rate of speech is 140 words per minute. In order to really clearly understand what that means, I'm going to play a couple of recordings. And the recordings that I'm going to play are going to read this passage.
The Rainbow Passage read at 150 words per minute. When the sunlight strikes raindrops in the air, they act as a prism and form a rainbow. The rainbow is a division of white light into many beautiful colors. These take the shape of a long round arch, with its path high above and its two ends apparently beyond the horizon. There is, according to legend, a boiling pot of gold at one end. People look, but no one ever finds.
And now I'll play the second one.
The Rainbow Passage, read at 140 words per minute. When the sunlight strikes raindrops in the air, they act as a prism and form a rainbow. The rainbow is a division of white light into many beautiful colors. These take the shape of a long round arch, with its path high above, and its two ends apparently beyond the horizon. There is, according to legend, a boiling pot of gold at one end. People look, but no one ever finds it. When a man looks for something beyond his reach, his friends say he is looking for the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
So that is the rate of speech that you really want to strive to maintain. Now, 140 words per minute at 15 minutes is 2,250 words. Please do not deliver a 2,250 word essay. This takes no moments to pause, take a sip of water, clear your throat, catch your breath. None of that stuff is taken into consideration if you are trying to read 2,250 words. So, what do you want to do? Well, remember, writing an essay is great and you can read your essay, but remember that you are doing a conference presentation. So a couple of things to think about. Visuals, obviously, we know visuals are really good. They help to anchor the audience. They help to give the audience something to focus on as they're reading what you are saying. Please remember, don't put large chunks of text, and especially don't read your large chunks of text. If you do have a large quote that you want to highlight, then consider bolding a small amount of that large text and really emphasizing where in that quote you want to spend the time talking about. Images are great, but they do need to be cited. Bullet points are excellent. We all love a good list. Charts, tables, all of that stuff is also good. If you're doing a 10 to 15-minute presentation, you don't have a lot of time. It will go very quickly. So in order to help you with your pacing, I also recommend aim for maybe 8 slides, 10 slides at maximum. I did mention, but I will emphasize again, do not just read your PowerPoint. We all know how to read. You are not up there to read to us. You can use speaker notes, so a couple of index cards that have your important points. And again, you can read your essay, but don't read your essay robotically. So just like in the presentation that you will do, I'm going to take a minute in this video to stop, catch my breath, catch my thoughts, think about what I'm doing. It's okay to have a little slight, obviously not a 10-minute intermission, but a slight little pause in your presentation to just kind of take a minute to appreciate what you're doing and relax a little. During this point, when you've paused and you're taking a minute to sort of collect yourself, it's a good time for you to look back at what has been said. So far I've talked about you've done a great job already getting here. Don't try and read 2,250 words. Use some visuals to help anchor your audience. Don't only read from your PowerPoint. It is great to have speaker notes or your essay there with you to read, but you're going to want to perform it a little. Moving forward, the next slides that we have, going to talk about how do you help your breathing, what happens when there's technical difficulties, and what you can really do to prepare. Okay, so breathing. Sometimes when we get nervous, we have a tendency to hang on to our breath. And this can really cause us to, instead of sort of running out of breath, it almost feels like we have too much. Take a minute, take a step back, breathe out. I promise you, your audience is not going to hear you hyperventilating. So really be thoughtful and, mindful breathing. Really think about your breathing. It's going to help anchor you. It's going to help keep you from being nervous. Also, I said it before, especially if you're going to read your essay, consider performing it a little. Where are the points in your essay where you really want to slow down or speak a bit louder or stop and say, now this is important. You are up there with a live audience. So challenge yourself to think of it as a bit of a performance. Now, what is going to happen when you get up there? Probably something wrong. That's okay. Nobody is going to judge you if your USB doesn't work, if all of a sudden your video that you want to play that's embedded in your PowerPoint doesn't work, the microphone suddenly goes off. All of these things have happened. They will happen again. And it's okay. Just take a breath, allow time for them to happen. This is again why we say don't read a 2,250 word essay, because you're not going to have time. Something is going to go wrong. But how do you prepare for the worst case scenario? You practice. So I really, really encourage you, do not let the first time you give this presentation be at Agora. Stand in front of the mirror, visualize yourself on that day, have some friends over and get them to do you a favor and listen and even give you feedback. And if you are technologically savvy, record yourself, set up your webcam, hit record, do it to the camera, and then watch it back and see where are your strengths and what might you want to improve upon. Now, if you watched the video where we sort of promote the event, questions are good. This is not a test. This is an opportunity for you to share your amazing ideas. If there are audience members and moderators asking you questions, that means that they're engaged. That means that they have something that they have taken from your presentation that is allowing them to think about things in a new way. So embrace the questions, get excited when they come. And if you don't know the answer, it is okay to say that you don't know. One of the best pieces of advice that I was given was from my supervisor, who just said, turn it around and say, you know what, that's a great question. I haven't thought about it before. What do you think? Remember, conferences are really a conversation. So take any of these questions as an opportunity to continue the conversation. And lastly, you've done an amazing job. This is your time to shine. Have fun with it, stay in the moment, be proud of yourself, and enjoy the presentation and the entire conference. You've done a wonderful job, and I can't wait to see you at the conference.